Yeah, I'll take it away then. Just before I do, Lady Marie, do you know how to get Jon and Tony up on screen? So they're sort of like priority on the screen.
Speaker view. So as they speak, they will come up. So at the moment I've done it. So because you're speaking, I can see you.
Yeah. So I guess once we get started, you know, we can either just mute ourselves or just, you know, put a question in the chat. Entirely up to you guys, really.
And also, just before you, would it be okay if we record the session? Should anyone want to, if you do not want your face to be seen, then you can turn your cameras off. If you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask the question, or we can always do it for you. Okay, so we're going to be recording the session, right?
Brilliant. Okay. And I've just been informed that Jon and Tony, you have been highlighted. So I just want to, you know, welcome those that are here. You know, people might just drop in as well because, you know, we've just hit 3 o'clock, so we might have a few stragglers, but that's great. You know, we can let people in as we go. So just wanted to introduce to everybody else. Got Jon and Tony, otherwise known as the two SCI Chefs. And really pleased that you're here today. You know, I've sort of been following what you've been doing, you know, for the last sort of month or so, and you know, what you've been doing through social media has been absolutely fantastic. And you know, it's been a real support, you know, to people in the spinal injuries called Recliner World, and not just, you know, the sort of you know, sort of psychological support of, you know, just talking about, you know, sharing, you know, how you feel, you know, how you manage your spinal cord injuries, but, you know, with a real emphasis on the cooking side of things as well. And I think, you know, it's quite a unique sort of take, really. And I think, you know, it's just a really attractive proposition as far as I'm sort of reluctant to call it a support group because I think, you know, there's so much more to it than that. So if it's okay, it'd just be really nice just if you could just tell us a little bit about, you know, who you are, you know, if you wanted to tell us a bit about your spinal cord injury, and also just, you know, how you two got to know each other.
Jon, I'll let you start.
Yeah, I got to know Tony through, you know, him mentoring me at Backup Trust. I went to them, I think it was about January time this year. Wasn't doing too good after I had like 2 spinal surgeries, found spinal tumours 2018, so I had first surgery then. But then found another one, so I had surgery January 2019. And then, yeah, I got in touch with I think it was January this year, got in touch with Backup. They set me up with Tony as a mentor because he's got something in common. I'm just on the waiting list for a spinal cord stimulator. So I got chatting to Tony and had the 10 mentor calls. And it was towards the end of the mentor calls, really, that I said, I'm also a trained chef. And that's when the mentoring finished, and we formed this partnership, really. The 2 SCI Chefs had already started during lockdown. Obviously, everything was like, you know, difficult, and it was all strange and new for everybody. I started doing this 100 recipe challenge where I started off trying to challenge myself to cook a new recipe every day. And I know now with a spinal injury, that's no way possible. I think I set the bar too high, really. So I think I sort of went down to once a week, and then was chatting through that, really. And that's when we sort of put the Facebook page together and things like that. And it's just gone on from there, doing a couple of live sessions a week. And you know, letting people join in and messages and things like that, and being a kind of like support service, but not we're there for people, but we'll point you in the right direction of, you know, the right places and signpost you to the right people, really. And that's how it all started.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. And how about you, Tony? And what's your background when regards to being a chef?
My background with regards to being a chef, I left school and went to Southend College of, I don't know, Science and Technology or something. And I got my basic qualification of chef. Then I did the advanced, and then I've done a French and then a patisserie one. I got my qualifications, thought wicked. And then I wanted to see some of the world. So although I've dipped into my catering, I kind of specialize in pastry. That's where my interest lies. But then I decided to go and see the world and be a cabin crew. So I did that for 12 years, bought a pub, did that for 4 years, and then I moved down to Sussex. So and then 7.5 years ago, I was rushed into A&E. I had been asking my GP for about 3.5 months to get an X-ray because numbness, couldn't walk, obviously, you know, everything that goes with that. Don't need to say that in my life. And so I was rushed in. I had osteomyelitis, which had eaten away bone and disc in my spine.
Okay.
So I was in hospital for 4.5 months, out for about a year, I think. And then I had my stim fitted, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years. I've had it 3 years, so probably, I don't know, 4 years. It all gets like muddled in the how many years, doesn't it? So yeah, so my stim is working. It needs retuning. I have a Boston Scientific one fitted. The guy that did it is amazing. He did a really good job. So yeah, so that's why, you know, like Jon said, we just sort of I knew Jon was a chef because we get, you know, notes and stuff with being a mentor. So yeah, we just decided, like, you know, let's give this a go. It's everyone's in such a bad place emotionally, and also with the spinal community, not as easy to so we're going to show people.
Okay, thank you.
Mute yourselves.
Thank you. So from now, it's over to you, really. Whatever you guys want to do, and you know, if you're happy just for people to ask questions along the way. You know, I know that we've got someone that has written their own cookbook that might be quite keen just to ask you a few questions as well. So yeah, over to you, and yeah, we'll sit back and enjoy and but ask questions at the same time, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, totally. Jon, you're going to do a little demonstration, aren't you? Jon's got an amazing gingerbread recipe, which is amazing. So
yeah, definitely. I thought I'd do this one. I've done it a couple of times on our page. I think I've made it about 3 times this week, but I'll do it again, really, to show you how, I don't know, it's just showing people that even with like an injury and stuff, that you can still do something. And for quite a while, I found it quite difficult to really get in the kitchen, and it was like them small steps, really. I think at first I pushed it a little bit and things like that, and you know, it sort of sets you back. But I'm learning now, I think, after a couple of years, to pace a little bit. So yeah, I'll start with this gingerbread recipe, and then if I get chance, I've made fudge this week, so I'll do a quick demonstration on that as well if we've got time.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Jon.
Right, so I'll just start, but if anybody wants to ask questions or anything, just ask while we're doing the demonstration. Right then, so for the gingerbread, I've just got a pan ready to go on the gas. 175 grams of butter, just straight into the pan. I've got no assistant today, so I'll be a bit slower than usual. I normally have like an assistant there. I've then got my sugar going into the pan as well, 150 grams of demerara sugar.
You can use the natural sugars like coconut sugar and things like that for the low GI, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
John, can I ask, are you using a mobile phone or a tablet?
Mobile phone.
Are you able to turn the mobile phone the other way?
Oh, yeah, tell it.
Yeah,
landscape. Is it landscape? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec.
That's it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
better.
that's it.
Is that better?
Yeah, well, I think we can see a bit more of you now.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. Yeah, cool. 4 tablespoons of golden syrup. Or if you've got any black treacle, I ain't got any in. And I'm fed up of fighting with people in the shops, to be quite honest.
It can be a real struggle, especially being in that. Like I use a chair, and because I'm by myself, you have to go into town twice to get just all your shopping. I don't know how you guys will cope. I mean, I don't know. It's just I find it quite hard now.
So that's going on to the gas. I'm just going to melt all that down on there, just on a steady heat. While that's on, I've just got my dry ingredients in the bowl ready, which is 350 grams of plain flour. I've got a teaspoon of ground ginger, a teaspoon of mixed spice, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda as well. So that's all the dry going into there. Just because I've got a little bit of fresh ginger, so I'm going to pop that into there as well. Not too much to overpower it, but as you know, Tony, I like anything ginger or chocolate orange.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we were discussing the other day, like how much is too much of a chocolate orange? Like one whole thing or two? I mean, you know.
So you could easily eat 4 pieces.
4 pieces, is that it? Oh, put me a movie on, I can demolish a whole one.
Yeah, my mum used to buy them for me every single Christmas, and I think after about 8 years or so of me, I don't like them at all. I plucked up the courage to tell her, and she said, "Well, I only bought them because I thought you liked them." I'm like,
I love
chocolate. It's just, I don't know, chocolate orange. Maybe it is sort of too much of a good thing, but yeah, I wouldn't not eat it.
What about chocolate chili? Would you have chocolate and chili together?
Yeah, yeah. I've tried that before, and I think you see a lot more sort of variations on chocolate, like putting salt in it, because I know that the salt brings out the sweetness of the chocolate.
Yeah, totally.
So Alison has put, that's a trick question. You can never have enough chocolate orange.
Absolutely, totally.
I think we should put that to the test. That could be another cafe. Just get like a dozen chocolate oranges and see who can go through the most.
Oh, wow. Can you make sure like I'm on the list of invites, please? Because I'll be there.
I'll tell you what I was going to do, Tony. I forgot all about it. We was going to do some chocolate dip sprouts, weren't we?
We were, because you are a sprout fiend. Seriously, we were doing a live, weren't we? Or were we watching Strictly? I can't remember. But you just like a sprout straight in. I was like, I like sprouts, but not quite that much. I was going to see if I could get you some for Christmas, but TK were all out.
I would love someone. Sorry, go ahead, John.
Sorry, they're so cheap at the minute as well. They're like 15p a bag in Aldi. I had to pick up, I had to pick up a kilo.
I'm trying to find someone to cook Brussels sprouts in a way that will actually make me want to eat them. I don't eat it at all.
Do you like bacon?
No, I don't. Bacon, yes, I love bacon, yes.
Okay, a little bit of like smoky bacon or lardons, just gently fried off, and then throw them in the bacon, and then just sort of saute. Put the sprouts, like steam them for a little bit. Put them into the frying pan with the lardons. Just mix them all around. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the trouble is, it's like me. Even when I was a kid, people used to just like. I think my grandma and stuff used to just boil them. So used to get like a plate of mush, and I was put off for a while, and parsnips, because there was always just mushy. But if the roasted with like honey and different things, that can be really nice.
Yeah.
We had, I think it was last week, we had a meal and we did, I think it was like roast sprouts and pancetta just in the oven, and
nice.
it was only like 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the oven, and what a difference.
Yeah.
Lady Marie does not look convinced at all.
No, I'm not convinced.
Totally
even
not
the parsnips that we bought last year, I threw them out the freezer this year, about a couple of days ago.
Possibly past their best.
Possibly, yeah. It might be a bit dry. I do like a roast parsnip with maybe a bit of, honey and lots of black pepper on it. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Honey or maple, really nice.
Yes.
I'm just adding the dry ingredients into the pan now, so it's pretty straightforward, really.
Now, I want to know how many calories are in this thing. We're trying to lose weight, not put it on.
Too many.
too many to count. They're just like off the scale.
Yeah. But it's Christmas. You're allowed to have a few extras, can't you? A few extra calories.
Yeah, it's like this. It's like the fudge recipe. I was looking at that, and there's a full bag of sugar in it, so it can't be good for you.
Oh wow!
It's not like you can just change it to stevia or something good, can you? Or is it xylitol? Yeah, the fake one. Xylitol.
I don't think you'll be able to in like fudge. It wouldn't taste the same, would it?
And I think stuff like xylitol, sorbitol has a laxative effect.
Oh,
so that could either be a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, not with a spine injury. Yeah, that's never a good thing.
I'm just thinking as an alternative to something like lactulose, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, me and John do talk about this in our lives quite a bit, peristine and the such like. So yeah, maybe we could talk about that, John.
What's that? Sorry.
What is Scottish tablet?
Well, yeah. Exactly.
What is Scottish tablet?
So Martin has just posted a question. Just put Scottish tablet. I've certainly heard of it.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I've heard of it before, but not really done it. It's just is it just a variation on fudge?
Oh.
That looks a bit rude, John. That really does look nice.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the sugar in it.
It's hard work.
Last time you did this, you did John's wife. It likes. I think it was around Halloween, wasn't it? Kelly has got little bat shapes, so he did a bunch of like bat gingerbreads, which is really sweet. See, I'd eat that raw. I don't know if anyone else is that bad, but I would eat that raw.
I like the raw mix, especially cookie dough, don't you?
Oh yeah, cookie dough ice cream, the best. Thank God for Ben and Jerry's.
That reminds me of my childhood. When my mum was baking, that to be able to lick the spoon. Afterwards. That was like a
Yeah.
treat.
You thought you were a golden child, didn't you? You were like that. Yeah.
Well, I was, to be fair, but I don't tell my sister that.
Yeah, me neither. I better not tell my sister.
So Claire has just put a message up and just said, do you guys have a joint email address that I can contact you on?
We do.
And,
It's just to SCIchefs@gmail.com.
Okay.
So it's to SCIchefs@gmail.com, or you can find us obviously on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've got YouTube now. We've also we're learning how to do the TikTok thing. I've trying to bribe my friend's daughter to teach me how to do the whole, like, you know, when you tug your t-shirt and it, like, you know, you change your top and stuff. So I'm trying to learn slowly.
Is that a New Year's resolution to learn TikTok?
Well, I've got nothing better to do. We're going to go into tier 4, so I might as well. Do you know what I mean?
I'm already in tier 4.
I know. How are you coping?
I'm coping very well. I still get on with my life, go to the shop, do what I have to do, and then come home. That's it. I haven't changed my routine in any way at all.
I think that's part of the thing about, you know, living with like a chronic condition is like we just get on with our life, don't we? And I live right by the seafront, so I make sure I go down the seafront, do a few miles in my chair every day, scooch past town. I don't go near that many people, and then I just do my thing. And that's how just keep you like mentally kind of stimulated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have enough around me to stimulate me. Yeah.
Cool.
Right. So all I've done with that mix now is I've wrapped it in greaseproof and cling film and just letting it cool down a bit. Then I'm just going to pop it into the fridge and give it like half an hour or so, just so it's cool enough to handle, really. But as we've learned, it's better to prepare things. So here's some I made earlier. See on the board. That's just like, just comes out in the last lot I just did in like manageable like balls in cling film like that, really. Take it out, roll it out, which I've done.
You can freeze that mix, John, though, can't you?
Yeah. I've done it before, like cookie dough. If you freeze it in like a long sausage, and you can even, as long as you're careful, you know, take it out of the freezer and cut a slice off it. That kind of thing. So with this, I've just rolled it out. I'll show you this little bit here. It's rolled out, and I've just cut a few stars out of it, really. Just to about that thickness.
Oh wow, cool.
So then all you have to do after that is pop it onto a baking sheet in the oven, 10 minutes. So just quickly.
So hang on, you put it in the fridge, and then you put it in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then the butter, then the fat in it, or the fat in it won't melt like instantly as you put it in the oven. It will have.
I think
John,
it's
help me. It's all to do with.
It's the rolling out and stuff as well. I did it possibly in the summer where I tried to do a live and I tried to do it from hot off the stove, and then I was trying to roll it out and things, and it was just too hot. The fat was just separating out of it. So I found this way, really, if you do it in stages, pop it into the, let it cool, you know, so you can get it into the fridge, then just into like manageable pieces. You can freeze them just like that, and then roll them out, and then 10 minutes on 180 in the oven. And then here's some I prepared earlier, and just little stars there.
Wow.
I've got a little bit of chocolate melting away there. If we get a chance, I'll try and dip a few of those in chocolate. But I'm gonna just start like the fudge demonstration. It's pretty, the ingredients are pretty simple, really. It's You just need to be sat near the cooker for a little bit. I'll just go through the ingredients. I think I've made it 4 times this week. I think everybody's getting fudge for Christmas.
I want to know what you're going to do with all of this when you're finished. Are you going to eat it all?
No, I'm going to have to give it away. Not normally we give it out to people, or my sister will come round and different people take some. Otherwise, if it's sat there, if I hadn't froze it, I just end up eating it. And I was trying to be good.
Christmas. But we live like about 250 miles apart from each other. So, I mean, I would be up there in a shot just grabbing the gingerbread and the fudge. But yeah, no.
I think that's it, Tony. It's like sometimes you do the Friday night takeaway and sometimes I do the afternoon tea. I said if we lived in the same city, we'd just drop by, you drop by the takeaway on a Friday night and I'd pop you some scones round on a Wednesday, but
Really?
it's not possible. I think by the time you get this fudge, it'll be, I don't know, it won't be in any good shape to eat, really.
I don't think so.
David's got a question for you, if that's okay.
Did you guys have any support from the hospitality industry?
Personally, no. No, not at all. What about you, John?
What was that, sorry? Support from the hospitality industry?
Or any of your former employees or chefs? Or
I'm still employed at the minute. I've been working at the Deeping Hull big tourist attraction for 15 years. I was head chef there when I had my accident. They've been really good for support and things like that. I'm still employed now. Even I sort of come to the conclusion with like lockdown and things like that, I sort of realised I was trying to always get back up to do I'm going to get back up to do 40 hours, and I thought, I can't do it. I've tried a few times and I was going into work doing a bit of paperwork, but then I'd be in bed for a day. But they have been really good, supportive, and they've found me a new, like an executive development chef role within the company, which is good. It's quite flexible, really. I was sort of able to do what hours I could, and then when I couldn't do the hours, they even set me up with a laptop at home so I could still have some input into the daily challenges and different menus and different things what we was doing. So they've been really good.
Yeah, there was a guy in South Africa some years back, and he worked for I think it was an airline, executive chef on an airline, and they got him back working, so that was quite good. But from my own perspective, there's not a lot of support out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would love to go back on the airlines, but like, even if it was like ground crew, it'd be amazing. But obviously the travel industry is in
Yeah, the thing is, I think a lot of hotels, restaurants and all that, they're all struggling themselves. So, you may not get any support much at the moment. It may well be in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully there are, I think there's, unfortunately with this COVID, this dreaded C word, I mean, if I said that earlier in the year, it'd be Christmas, but the dreaded C word now is just devastated the world, hasn't it? So that's why we're trying to just inject a little bit of humility. Is that the right word? Yeah, just a bit of humor, just a bit of to lighten people's lives a little bit. Obviously, seeing our two little mugs on a Friday and a Wednesday, probably, I don't know, sometimes they think, oh, what are they two going on about? But we're just trying to give people a little bit of light in all this darkness. So, yeah.
Good on you for doing it. Yeah.
This, the group.
Good on you for doing what you're doing. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, thank you. Oh, cheers. Thank you. Yeah. Just
hopefully you get some legs, so to speak, and there's more work out of it later on. But
yeah, we've got so many, haven't we, John? We've got so many ideas. We've got, hopefully, if we don't all go into tier 4, but I've just got a notification on my phone, so we are, that you know, we're supposed to be filming our film in February, aren't we? The 1st of Feb, up in Hull at the Deep. Like, because we normally 2 chefs, 2 kitchens, we're going to do 2 chefs, 1 kitchen. So we're going to be in the Deep. We've got a film crew. We've got you know, editing people to edit it for us. So we are just doing that just to show people that you can do stuff, do really easy stuff. And part of our thing is, you know, even if you like cheese on toast, make it your own. Mine is like Worcester sauce, black pepper. What else do I like in it? Oh, maybe a bit of balsamic if that's my mood. But yeah, so just make it your own, but make it be tasty because you've made it.
Guinness goes well, doesn't it?
Guinness.
What, to dunk your cheese on toast into?
That's how we. I don't want to. That's how we did it at Savoy. I worked at Savoy years ago.
Ah, okay. Do you put stout into Welsh Rabbit, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you put stout in Welsh Rabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Can I ask, as chefs, for people with spinal cord injured, did you have to adapt your kitchen in any way? And what frustrations were there for you when you first decided to start to cook again?
I'll let you start, John. Go on, John.
Yeah, adaptations for me, it's not too much really. I've just got a perch stool, and because I'm like 6'2" anyway, when we had the kitchen done, we had our worktop slightly higher and things like that. I've got like a block on top of the worktop which I use. I think the biggest frustrations to start with, because always being a chef, I'd just go straight into the kitchen and I'd straight to the cooker, start cooking, get a few ingredients out, and then that was fine. You just sort of run around the kitchen and cook your recipe. Whereas I think the biggest frustration now is I'm learning, but it's just all the prior preparation and just making sure you get absolutely everything out. Make sure you've got everything off the lower shelves in the fridge, and things which are awkward. And I'd say the biggest thing is like preparation. I had a barbecue outside which was a bit rickety, so my father-in-law during the summer, he's built me a outside kitchen, so it's all at like a sitting level, and I've got like a perch stool in the middle of the garden with like the barbecue and everything around me, so so that's good. Yeah, everything's possible. It can be a little bit frustrating, but I think it's all definitely, as we've learned doing like these lives and things like that, if you're prepared, even if you prepare like the day before, it just makes it a lot easier. And I think the other thing is like gadgets. People have said to me before, do you have a soup maker? I'm like, why do you need a soup maker when you've got an electric blender and this, that, and the other? And I just think if you can, any gadgets, what you can use, like I've got a permanent like mini food processor, and that's just sat on the side all the time now. It used to be away in the cupboard, and quite a lot of the times I'd just use a knife and chop stuff, but I just try and make things as easy as possible, or try and adapt the recipe so that as easy as possible, really. But definitely gadgets and things like that. I'm always looking for something to make it easier. What about you, Tony?
I live in a block, so my kitchen is very unadaptable. It's 6 foot by 4 foot and a little bit extra. so everything's compact in. I've had the OT out, and they've tried to go for a disabled facilities grant to adjust my kitchen, my door frames and stuff, because I use a wheelchair inside and outside. And so instead of doing that, they refused to adjust my kitchen, and they put me back on the list to get me out of here to somewhere else, because my lifts break down all the time and I'm on the 8th floor. So they've said no. So I've literally have grab rails and a butcher's block, and so literally hoist myself up on the grab rails and sit on the butcher's block, which is not very comfortable, and do it that way. That's how I do it. It's just like, just got to make sure, do it safely. Obviously, I'm not saying that's the right way of doing it. It's probably not the right way for me to do it, but and it's frustrating. It is. So I'd love a lovely big kitchen with a nice big island in the middle, and like, you know, a coffee machine fitted into the wall, but that's not going to happen. So,
do you have any connections with the military?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
In what way?
One of my really good friends I used to fly with, her husband used to be in Basra. He was in the Iraq War. So,
no, I maybe you much closer than that. Yourself or family member?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
I know someone that not spinally injured. I run a non-profit for HIV patients locally. So I know one of my patients, he used to be in the military. So I know they have amazing support with that kind of thing. So yeah. Any other questions?
I've got one. It's going back to sprouts again. My mum always used to cut like a cross in the bottom of the sprouts, which I understand that's not what you want to be doing at all, because does it just make them too soggy, or were they just soggy because she boiled them for 2 hours?
I think it's definitely the boiling for too long.
Yeah.
I know at work and stuff, we used to just nip the ends off and take a couple of the outer leaves off, and that was enough really. But it's definitely the overcooking. At work, we used to do this time of the year, I'd be doing, I think it'd be the last day, I'd be doing like Christmas meals, and we'd do them for like 250 people. And it was like trays and trays of sprouts already just to go in a steamer. And I think there was like, I don't know, about 8 minutes or 5 to 8 minutes or something like that. And there was done.
Okay. And so, yeah, my mum must have got it from somewhere about, you know, cutting the cross in the bottom of a sprout. You know, I'm sure she probably wasn't alone in doing that. I just wondered whether there was any, you know, reason for that. I don't think she knew why she did it. I think it was just something that her mother did, and I think she thought that she should do the same, and that's the way to cook them. But
could be born on Christmas Day, Damien. Christian thing. Cross.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, could be.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
could be. We'll have to look into that.
I always thought when you cut the cross in the bottom of them, I don't do that, but I thought cutting the cross in the bottom of them, because they've got a stalk, it cooks the inside stalk part. But I quite like that crunchy bit. I don't know.
Yeah,
because there's I heard as well, they're supposed to be picked after a good frost. Is that right?
And you can get a picker these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, don't apply for the job. Don't. It'd be too cold for you. And roll him off the field.
Well, you'd probably go on your own steam by wind.
Yeah, probably, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Are Brussels sprouts bitter?
Some are, some aren't.
Okay.
Some are nuttier, aren't they? Which is more smoother taste. Some are bitter, but I think it just depends on. I don't know. Some varieties. Yeah.
Just depends on like some of them are bitter.
I thought Brussels sprouts were just Brussels sprouts. Didn't know there are different types.
Oh, now. Quite a few types. I won't ask my friend Google, but I'm sure there's quite a few types.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions for these great cooks?
Get them in while you can. Top tips for your festive food.
Where do you see yourselves in 5 years?
Oh, well, John?
God, it's turning into an interview.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to progress everything with the 2 chefs, really. Definitely want to be supporting more people with charities like SIA and things like that. I just want to go further than just a Facebook page. It'd be great to travel around and just inspire people, with like spinal charities, mental health charities and things like that.
Or maybe go into spinal units or neurological wards and maybe do 2 or 3 days to show people just how to do things safely in a kitchen, like how to transfer things when you're in a wheelchair, transfer, like, taking a hot pan off a thing. It might seem like we're trying to teach people how to suck eggs, but it's like we've learned from our mistakes, and it's a complete, you kind of take the cooking rule book and throw it out the window when you've got a spinal injury, and when you haven't got the balance or stability in your core or your spine. It can be a bit tricky. So yeah, it'd be really good to do some maybe some cookery workshops. That'd be good. I'd like to do that, because we would be able to reach more people and see people really on the ground running, rather than like Facebook is amazing, but I don't know, we've probably had about 12 or 14 people on one of our lives, which is brilliant. If we can get one person to do something different on that day, that's amazing. So yeah, we've got a few ideas.
Sounds like a good idea, especially for the spinal units, because as you know, we're in the spinal units, they're always trying to show people what's possible. And so for you to go in and then say, well, this is how we do it. The only obstacle I could see in that is that, as we know, every kitchen is different, every household is different. And as you were speaking, I was thinking of a lady who, she always did everything for the family. Now she was a wheelchair user, and she felt, right, I'm no longer going to be able to cook for them or anything like that. So listening to both of you just now, and especially as you use a wheelchair, you're still able to do so much. It would have been good for her to hear, straight from the horse's mouth, as they say.
I think it's just a perseverance, and I think it's don't give up, because I've been injured 7 years, and to be fair with my ex-partner, it was kind of like I kind of lost that sort of want of cooking, and then meeting obviously John. We've never met face to face. We just meet on like Zoom and lives and things like that, and obviously doing the mentoring. I've really got my love of cooking back. I've even gone vegan
during the week.
So, yeah, I'm only vegan midweek. Yeah, I'm meat on a Friday or Saturday. Yeah, but I'm not one of those militant. Oh my god, I can't have eggs or anything like that. If I fancy something, I'll have it. But it's I'm trying to go vegan. It's been a process.
What's the difference between vegan and vegetarian?
You don't have dairy or eggs or anything with the face. So you don't. I don't think you can have yogurt either. I think someone told me you can't have yogurt being a vegan. I was like, I'm going to eat yogurt. So.
And it also goes down to wearing leather shoes. a true vegan wouldn't wear leather shoes, or I'm not sure whether a woolly jumper would count. I'm sure you probably could wear wool because you're not actually causing harm to the sheep, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but then they say about that's a whole thing, isn't it? But then you think, like, then eggs are a natural product from a chicken, so proper vegans won't have like meringue, or I mean, they'd have aquafaba meringue, which is like the watering chickpeas, but they would not have eggs, or I mean, they even go down to saying milk is animal cruelty. And I'm not sure I get that part of it. I just want to be more healthy, and I want to live a more sustainable life, I think.
Yeah, fantastic.
Damien, can you hear me, Damien?
I can, yeah, absolutely.
There was an article that a tetraplegic did some years ago when it was about him falling in love with his partner, and he said he doesn't eat out anymore with his partner because he doesn't get catered for. Now, I've been trying to plug this issue for quite a few years now. I have a possible hotel in mind, and when you come down to Cornwall next, maybe we could chat about it more. That there could be a fundraising dinner or something like that, lunch or something similar that was done after my accident years ago. So there could be some legs in it, but so to speak. But I'll keep my cards close to my chest for the moment. But the Spinal Injury Association always helped me, or I've been helped by them as well. But yeah, it was just these guys are doing their utmost to try and help out others, which is fantastic. But I don't think industry or eating out understands wheelchair users.
I think it's totally
limited dexterity.
Yeah.
Full stop. Totally.
I find it like you go to one of the, I don't know, Pizza Express or I don't know, Pezzo, whatever it's called, and they say, oh yeah, we've got a wheelchair ramp, and it's at like 40 degrees, and you're like, yeah, that's not a wheelchair ramp, that's a death slide. And then they put you right next to the oven, either right next to the pizza oven or right by the toilet, and you're like, I want to be in the restaurant where I've got some space, and whether I can relax with my like friends or family or whatever. I think I totally have got hit the nail on the head, David. I don't think the restaurant, I think like 95% of restaurants don't cater specifically for us who are less mobile and less agile and whatever.
Yeah, this is mostly in relation to how the food was presented.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he said him and his partner, because he had to be spoon-fed by his partner, did not want to eat out. So it's an interesting article. I have to find it out somewhere. But
it's sad, isn't it? It's sad. I had a spinal mentor, Steve Brooks, and I met him loads of times, and we went to coffee shops and stuff with his, I can't remember what his little dog's called.
Kizzy.
That's it, Kizzy. That's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a lovely guy, and I had to do that for him. So it's one of those things. Yeah, totally, I get that.
I think probably a few of us here will know Steve because Steve used to work for the Spinal Injuries Association, and I know Steve through working at Salisbury Spinal Unit, and saw him at Headley Court, and he's a lovely guy, and I think I whenever I mention him at first, a lot of people, they've met him, but they don't always associate who Steve is. But as soon as you mention his dog, they're like, oh yeah. So the dog's definitely the star. And I think Kizzy is retired now.
No.
But he, but I think he's still got Kizzy. I'm sure he has. But I know, with assistance dogs, when they reach a certain age, I I think their rules are you can only use them up to a certain age, because you know, they just have to live out, you know, their remaining years without working, essentially. You know, I think that the philosophy is that they deserve to have a retirement as well. I think Steve did persuade them maybe sort of give her one more year before, you know, retiring her, but yeah, you know, he's a great guy, Steve, and you know, and I think his loss, you know, to SIA, I know that he's doing counselling work now, so you know, he's still supporting other people.
Yeah.
I
see. Is it Steve Hughes? Steve Hughes was SIA as well, wasn't he?
Steve Hodges.
Hodges, that's it. Steve Hodges.
Yeah. Steve Hodges. He's in Bournemouth. But yeah, you know, again, he's another good example of just getting on with life with a spinal cord injury. You know, very active. I looked after him at Salisbury Spinal Unit, and you know, we're still in touch now. You know, he's got, you know, 3 kids. He's working. You know, he's an occupational therapist. And yeah, he worked for SIA as well.
Yeah. Right.
I have a question, John. We know each other already, and it's great to see what you're doing. Tony and John, as John knows, I'm supporting an awful lot of spinal cord injured people. A big part of that was vocation support, and I'd come across a lot of people that were chefs, John being one of them, and many others. But it's great to see that John has returned in the way that it has, but many others that I work with are quite reluctant to go back into that line of work to be a chef. A lot of it is surrounding the access issues in kitchens with a wheelchair and the likes. Long story short, what I want to ask is, the next time I come across a person in this situation, am I able to get them in touch with you so that you can support them with your knowledge on returning back to work? Have you had experience with access to work that you can maybe signpost people around? Would you be open to people, to you guys? Is that a daft question?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a really good idea. I mean, I did struggle at first and things like that when am I never going to get back into a kitchen and things, and then work was like really, really supportive, and you know, obviously I'm changed like the type of job I do, so it's mainly office based, but I do oversee the kitchens and everything sort of what goes out above the kitchens and the catering side of it. But I think since like doing this 2 chef thing, and my wife said the other day, she said, you're never out of the kitchen. She said at first, you know, it was, oh, I can't do it, you know, but now you've sort of got this 2 chefs thing, and you want to do it because you want to show the people what to do, you know, that it is possible. So I think definitely send people our way, because I just think it's that we just want to inspire people, don't we, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, you definitely are doing.
It's going to be that it's possible. You know, you're going to have to change some of the things you do, but it's possible. You know.
Okay.
You know, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like 2 SCI Chefs at gmail.com. Just send us an email. We're happy to support whoever.
Or telephone or anything. That's fine.
Brilliant. Cheers, chaps.
That's all right.
Thank you.
And I think after this today as well. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
Do none of the colleges have?
Sorry, David. Go ahead.
Do none of the catering colleges have accessible workstations?
I went to Westminster for my HND in hotel management. I'm not sure because I've not been back there since.
I'm not so sure. It's a good question. That'd be quite interesting to go and find out, you know, if they are. I was supposed to be going back on a couple of courses for work, which, because of like lockdown and things like that, they never actually came across. And I said at the time I was more using the wheelchair and things, and they said that they said it was possible or something, but it'd be good to actually go around and see how accessible they are. You know, like the practical kitchens and things like that.
In Westminster should. That's the leading college in the country, isn't it? Westminster.
Yeah, in Vincent Square. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure it is. I can't remember. It's been a fair few years since I was there.
Unless they've never had anyone who gone there, a wheelchair user who've actually gone to catering or whatever it may be. They probably never even thought about it.
Yeah, that's
maybe that's one of your things to campaign on.
Yeah,
because what you're saying about going into spinal units and rehab units and things like that, you know, you're obviously spreading the word, and who knows what this could turn into, you know. And
what about Design Matters? They do accessible kitchens, don't they?
Yeah, you go into maybe a bit of, what do they call it? When you go in and you help people design stuff. Yeah.
I'm getting involved with Kingston University, the design school. I do some stuff with St. George's Occupational Therapists, the group. So talk to patients and give them challenges about how to help people with disabilities, and you know, more or less set them a challenge to design something to help us. So, you know, those are the type of things that yourselves could get involved with. Seeing as you went to Westminster, you could probably contact them and see whether they would you know, allow you to come in and talk to them about making changes if they're not there already.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, really good idea.
Well, we've got 2 minutes to go, and I'm not sure, are we going to be seeing any, you're going to be showing us anything else? Otherwise, we usually have a quiz at the end of every session, and today it's all going to be about Christmas foods.
Yeah.
Around the world, and 10 questions, which you'll need pen and paper for.
Oh, I haven't got pen and paper.
If you want, or do it on your phone, but no cheating, no Googling the answers.
Nice to meet you all.
You too. Are you going to be taking part, David?
No, I've got to go because I've just somebody at the door, I think. So.
Yeah, we believe you.
Nice to see you, David.
Take care. Have a good Christmas.
Be good.
Cheers, thank you.
Have a good Christmas.
All right. So, if you're ready for the quiz, everyone.
I think John's just gone off to get a pen.
I'm going to share my screen in the meantime.
Oh, just quickly before we do this, sorry. I do a quiz on a Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom and Kahoot. So if anyone wants to join, just email me. It's something I do separately. So John's been a part of this as well. So it's just general quizzes, really. So if anyone wants to do anything on a Sunday night and they're bored, because Strictly's off now, just let me know and I'll give you the Zoom details.
And sorry, what time did you say that is, Tony?
It's 6:30 p.m. on a Sunday.
And how long does it last?
About 40 minutes, half an hour. 40 minutes. There's normally 2 or 3 of us asking questions.
I do one on a Sunday as well from 7:30, and sometimes it finishes after 9.
After 9? Blimey.
We did one on Sunday. There were 10 rounds. It finished nearly 9:45.
Gosh.
So is that a round of questions and then a round of drinks and then a round of questions and a round of drinks?
No, in between the drinking, they continued drinking during the quiz. So that's why it took so long. They're all getting drunk.
Love it.
Well, I'm sure after this, we can, post some sort of follow-up things on social media as well, just to, sort of highlight, your contact details, email address, the Facebook page, the social media pages, and and just details about the quiz as well.
Okay, excellent. First question then, question 1.
God.
Visions of which sweet foodstuff danced in children's heads as they slept, according to Clement Clarke Moore's poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." If you know the poem.
Wow. Oh my God, I need to take some of these down for my quiz on Sunday.
I can send it to you afterwards.
Absolutely, thank you. I need to trick them. I normally do the questions, if it's like Rudolph's nose was, and I normally write in the red box green and on the green box red.
Right.
So
you only get 30 seconds to answer these, by the way.
Okay.
Question 2. In that city in Mexico, Noche de Rabanos is celebrated every 23rd of December. Which food gives this festival its name?
Oh, God. I'm doing rubbish.
Yeah. Me too.
Question 3. Approximately how many turkeys were purchased at Christmas 2013 in the UK? 1 million, 10 million, or 20 million? Question 4. What is a bouchée de Noël, commonly eaten in France at Christmas? Question 5. On which feast did good King Wenzel step out, according to the well-known hymn? Good King, yeah, him. Question 6. What would you be drinking if you had glühwein? Question 7. Which type of sweetbread loaf, which originated in Milan, is traditionally eaten at Christmas in Italy and many other European countries?
Oh.
Yeah. Question number 8. Which Christmas food is considered good luck to eat one of on each of the 12 days of Christmas?
Oh my God, chocolate orange.
Question 9. Question 9. As the clock chimes midnight to ring in the new year, a Spanish tradition involves eating 12 of what? 1 for each chime.
It's chocolate oranges again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, every answer is chocolate orange.
John's will be sprouts.
Yeah, 12 sprouts.
12 sprouts for Christmas.
Last but not least, number 10. Which type of tree was the partridge sitting in, according to a well-known Christmas song?
Got it.
Chocolate orange.
Okay, ready for the answers?
Yeah.
Right. It was number 1 was sugar plums. Number 2, radish, Night of the Radishes. Number 3, 10 million.
Oh man.
10 million turkeys. Number 4, the Yule log. Number 5, Feast of Stevens,
Yeah, I've got
26th of
one.
December in the UK. Number 6, Blue Vine is mulled wine.
Could I put red wine? Is that a point?
No, mulled wine.
Oh man, this is right, I'm not doing this anymore.
Blue Vine with rum is lovely.
Number 7 is panettone.
Yeah.
Number 8, mince pies. Number 9, grapes. And number 10, pear tree.
Oh, that I did rubbish.
So how was it?
I'm giving up. That's it. Right, that's it. John, we're closing the thing down. It's rubbish.
How many?
I got 5.
5.
Yeah.
6.
Oh,
Oh, well done.
4.
4. How many, Pauline?
You need to unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, honey.
or show us your fingers.
Yeah, show us how many things. Oh, 0.
Ah.
All right.
Was that
I've got
was that a 1 and a 0 to make 10?
0.
0.
Oh.
Panna cotta. Was one of them panna cotta?
No, panettone.
panettone.
What's the difference? Panna cotta, panettone.
Panna cotta is like a little, like a sludgy little dessert thing, and panettone is like that
Custard.
really nice ballooned kind
Oh
of.
yeah, I meant that,
fruity-
but I said panna cotta instead of panettone. Oh dear.
Okay, well,
Still
it was
0.
lovely speaking to you all. Lovely seeing you all. Have a lovely Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to John and Tony.
Yeah.
And
Keep safe.
I'm sure we'll have you on again if you'd be willing.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant.
Okay, well, take care.
Thank you very much, guys. Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Tony,
Christmas.
should I send you the quiz to the two?
Absolutely,
To
Lady
SCI
Marie.
Chefs?
Yes, I need to catch them out this week. I'll be like, I know someone that's going to really kick everyone's backside in these questions.
Okay.
That's a big thank you from Alison. Thank you. Merry Christmas, you too. Right, take care of everybody. Thanks.
Bye.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Right. How do I even sign off?
Merry Christmas.
How do I sign off?
Merry Christmas.
How do I sign off? Oh, dear.
There'll be a little button on the bottom of the bottom right of your screen
video.
properly that
Wow, I've
says
seen it.
leave.
It's my first time on Zoom.
Tap the screen when it says leave. You leave.
Bye. Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas.